This game is brought to you by Piatt's Bakery in Perrysburg.
All the good sports are on WSPD. The game of the week.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Perrysburg High School Stadium. Tom Gateau, Jerry Kyle for one of the biggest games of the football season in scholastic football in northwestern Ohio. The game pitting the Perrysburg Yellow Jackets against the Maumee Panthers. Coming into the game, Perrysburg is undefeated, 9-0 on the season. Maumee is 7-1. They lost coming against Bowling Green a couple of weeks ago. This is the battle for the Ding Dong, the traditional battle between these two neighboring communities. And this evening, with all the hoopla and the great crowd surrounding this field, this should be an outstanding football game. Jerry, coming into this game, Perrysburg has 5 shutouts in 9 games. Maumee has 5 in 8 games. And oddly enough, both defenses have yielded only 29 points. So we'll check some comparative scores later on in the broadcast if those mean anything. But let's give you the starting lineups for Maumee and Perrysburg. And Maumee won the toss, elected to receive. Perrysburg will kick off and defend the east goal. For Maumee on offense, at split end, number 25, Mark Barghini, a senior. At left tackle, number 71, Mel Goatley, a junior. At left guard, number 62, Vince Weiss, a senior. At center, number 63, Jim Burkett, a senior. At right guard, 51, Mark Zawadny, a senior. Number 78, Al Weckel, a junior, will start at right tackle. The tight end, John Tillman, number 83, a senior. At quarterback, number 19, Greg Shank, a senior. At the halfbacks, 42, Brad Foreman, a senior, and number 35, Roger Alexander, a senior. The flanker is a fine receiver, number 27, Jeff Earl. Defensively for the Perrysburg Yellow Jackets, at left end, 81, Jay Swede, a junior. Left tackle, 33, Greg Como, a senior. At middle guard, 61, Jace Swede, a junior. The right tackle is 51, Don Whitner, a junior. And at right end, number 84, Stan Dennis, a sophomore. The linebackers, number 62, Glenn Sutton, a senior. And the other linebacker, 34, Steve Ryder, a senior. The stinger, or the monster back, 24, Phil Kokonakis, a senior. The wide side halfback, 25, Barry Johnston, a junior. The free safety, number 7, Steve Pheasant, a senior. And the short side halfback, number 13, Jim Heilman, a junior.
Okay, Tom, we'll get back here to what is now a new stadium name-wise, and we'll have that story after this. Time out.
For over 46 years, the Lorraine Oil Company has served northwestern Ohio as the distributor for Pennzoil, the asked-for motor oil because it's worth asking for. The Lorraine Oil Company, like high school football, is a great tradition in northwestern Ohio. Trust Pennzoil products from Lorraine. Dial 352-1633 in Bowling Green or 691-3545 in Toledo. The Lorraine Oil Company and high school football, 2 great traditions in northwestern Ohio.
If you're looking for gas mileage, look to Charlie's Dodge, the leader in 4-cylinder automobiles. From the biggest little mini truck to the newest Colt hatchback, Omni 4-door sedan, or sporty Omni 024. Over 50 new 4-cylinder models in stock that really deliver mileage. See Charlie's Dodge in Maumee for the area's finest selection of great gas mileage cars. Charlie's Dodge, America's fastest growing truck company, as always the home of the cheaper deal. Located at 725 Illinois Avenue, Maumee.
Jerry, as you mentioned, the Perrysburg High School Stadium is now known as Robert Steinecker Stadium, and the Perrysburg Board of Education this evening dedicated the stadium to him. Mr. Steinecker, as we have mentioned before, a fine coach, athletic director, assistant principal at Perrysburg High School, will be retiring in January after a long tenure here and an outstanding career in education. The bands are on the field. We're getting ready for the playing of the national anthem shortly. But Jerry, you've known Mr. Steinecker a lot longer than I, and maybe you can fill the fans in on some of his accomplishments.
Well, we call him Steiny, of course, Tom, and I think, of course, you alluded to the fact, coach, athletic director, educator for some 30 years in this system, and a well-deserved time off now to do his thing. He likes the outdoors, and he's going to have an opportunity to do that. But the one great thing about Steiny is the fact that whenever we come to Perrysburg High School, whether it be for football or basketball, he makes our stay so very, very pleasant. We'll be back and have more right after this timeout.
What happened to the car?
Maybe somebody stole it. Do you have insurance?
The playing of our national anthem by the Perrysburg High School Marching Band. And to conclude, we appreciate to Bob, to Steiny, all the hospitality and graciousness afforded us when we've come to Perrysburg High School. And, of course, that's the way it is. That's the way it is, as a matter of fact, no matter where we go around the high school scene. And so consequently, again, our thanks to Bob Steinecker. The Perrysburg Marching Band coming off the field now, and we're still about 5 minutes away the start of the first quarter of this football game before a standing room only crowd. And the weatherman has blessed us. It's just a perfect night for football here on this second day of November, perhaps a little on the cool side, but I'll tell you, the crowd could care less. They're out here in their sit-a-thons, and they're properly dressed for this occasion. The wind will absolutely be no factor in this football game, as Old Glory is hanging limp on the flagpole. The sky is clear, and we've just got a great setting, Tom Gateau, for tonight's high school football game. Tom, come on in.
Just a couple things about these two ball clubs. Of course, we have seen them on several occasions before this evening. Maumee runs out of split backs. They run a basic Houston Veer offense, but we've seen in the last couple weeks a propensity to throw the football. Greg Shank has really turned into a fine throwing quarterback as well as a running quarterback. And moving Jeff Earl at the start of the season, a running back, to a wide receiver, a flanker, has really opened up the Maumee offense. Defensively, Maumee and Perrysburg are similar in their scheme. They'll show a five-man front. They will blitz a little bit. They'll be angling one way or the other with the five-man front. And they rely heavily upon the work of the cornerbacks, as most other defenses do, of course. Perrysburg, on the other hand, offensively, runs out of the eye. They'll split an end and will have wide receivers as well. And so, Jerry, I believe we're going to see a fairly wide-open football game. I think we're going to see a good deal of passing. I think we're going to see some hard hitting, and we're going to have a heck of a ball game on our hands.
All right, Tom, I'll remind our listening audience that they're in tune to WSPD Toledo, 1370 on your dial, your station for sports. Tomorrow, Toledo Central, Michigan, 3:30. And in a moment, we'll be back with this evening's kickoff after these messages.
Jerry, the teams are lining up on the field. Perrysburg will kick off, as I mentioned before. Maumee will receive, and they'll be moving right to left on your radio dial. Teeing the ball up for Perrysburg will be Don Whitner, fine defensive tackle. We haven't seen the deep backs for Maumee as yet. They haven't broken their kickoff huddle. Jeff Earl will probably be back in a deep safety position. And we see also Brad Foreman, looks like, and another young man whose name I can't, or number I cannot decipher at this moment.
That's number 45, Stout on the near side.
Foreman on the far side.
And Foreman on the far side, all right. Number 45, Johnny Stout. So Whitmer has the ball. Whitner on the 40-yard line, the far hash mark. And this standing room only crowd here at Perrysburg High lining the field is about ready for this one here this evening. Whitner again re-tees the football. Nice to have you along. It's always great to be where the action is. Maumee in the white jerseys, the gold helmets and pants. Perrysburg, the gold helmets, black jerseys, gold pants. Here's the kickoff going down to Foreman at the 10. Far side, 15 to the 20, to the 25, hit him down out around the 29-yard line. And it'll be first down and 10 yards to go. And the first man down there to get him for the Perrysburg Yellow Jackets was Greg Como. So it'll be first down and 10 yards to go now with the ball resting on the 29-yard line between the hash marks as Maumee will take over first down and 10.
Jerry, Greg Como came up with a football, but the officials had whistled the ball dead at the 29.
Pheasant is your quarterback. And immediately out wide to the left for Perrysburg, and a flag on the play. Immediately a flag is on the play. So we'll wait and see what this infraction is going to be. 5 yards. There's a 5-yard walk-off against Maumee. Okay, we're all right. First and 15. Shank is your quarterback for Maumee. First and 15. He splits his setbacks. And Perrysburg's doing some moving in there. He rolls out to his left to run or throw. Sideline man, they're overthrown into the sideline. It'll be second down. Shank is your quarterback. Coleman and Alexander are the setbacks. Earl Barghini will be the wide receivers. The tight end, John Tillman. Pheasant in the secondary for Perrysburg on defense.
No
and, of
comment.
course, the starting quarterback for Perrysburg.
My lips are sealed.
It is second down and 15. The ball is at the 24-yard line of Maumee, and they break out of it again. Earl is out wide to the left. Shank calling signals. He has him split in the backfield. Open field is to the left, and he's back to throw the football. Rolls out of there now to run and throw at the 25. Going to run it at the 30. And he is still running it out of bounds up here at about the 35-yard line. He rolled to the open field that time, and on the tackle for the Perrysburg Yellow Jackets, Steve Ryder. And they're going to spot the ball in the neighborhood of the 35-yard line of Maumee. Of course, that will be short of the first down. It'll bring up a third. And let's see where they spot it. At the 36. It'll be third and about 3. Maumee now has it on the near side, and they're huddling back here at the 30-yard line, and they'll break out of it here momentarily, and immediately Earl to the left side, and out wide to the right then for Maumee High School. Split in the backfield. Open field is to the eastern side, and there is an attempted dive play and gang tackling all the way back to the 30-yard line on the left side of that Perrysburg line. In on the assault. Ryder, Como there. Never had to exchange at the point of exchange between the quarterback and the running back. The defense was right there, Tom.
Greg Como shot the gap and was there to grab both the ball carrier and the quarterback at the hookup. Fine defensive play. Force Jim Burkett back in punt formation.
Burkett is indeed back at his own 21-yard line to get it out of there. It is fourth down at about 5. Good snap, and he'll get a high kick away. Fair catch is called for, and the reception made out here at the 39-yard line by Perrysburg. It'll be first down and 10 now for the Jackets, and that was Whitner on the reception. So first and 10 at the 39-yard line. And Perrysburg now will take over. Pheasant will be your quarterback. And if we have the starting backs proper here, it should be Bose and Como in that backfield. Johnson is out wide to the right. He has him split in the backfield. Bose, number 44 in there, along with Como. Fake pop pass. And he is going to be sacked back here. Pheasant is at the 35-yard line, and a fine defensive play. Number 86 for the Maumee Panthers coming in, Richard Teets. He's 6'3", 380-pound sophomore. Did a nice job. That was a fake little pop pass, and then Pheasant went back, and he found no one open downfield, and Mr. Teets is in on him and secured the tackle back here at the 35. There's a loss of 4 on the play. It'll be second down and 14.
We're probably going to see a lot of action like that this evening because of both teams' offensive displays.
Neal is out here to the right now, an eye in the backfield. The ball between the hash mark and Pheasant barking out the signals. And reverse pivot, trying to get out of there with a football to the 30. Pitches back here at the 35. And to about the 37-yard line goes Bose. Pretty good job of option running that time. And on the tackle for the Maumee Panthers was Mark Barghini.
Fine job by left guard Jim Jacoby. He pulled and sealed off the line of scrimmage, allowing Perrysburg to pick up that yardage.
That will bring up a second down now. Make it third down, pardon me. Third and about 7 with the ball resting out here at the 38-yard line. Neal is out wide to the left. We have a wing left in the backfield. Johnson is on the wing, eye in the backfield. Now Johnson in motion to the right. And a pitch back here. Beausay trying to turn the near side, and he's, what a hit at the 39-yard line. Oh, my. There is a great
Dan Haley, super hit. Dan Haley, the left inside linebacker, really read that play very well, shuffled, got himself into the hitting position, and really lowered the boom on Beausay, who tried to dive for some yardage. There's no way that you can pick up a first down diving. And back in punt formation, we've got Jay Swede.
All right, Swede is deep, and on the far side then is Barghini. Earl on the near side, end over ender. Going to hit out here around the 35, takes a Perrysburg roll, and is going to go dead right around the 36, or make that the 26-yard line. So first down and 10 for Maumee at their own 26.
Swede's kick rolls dead at the...
First and 10 for Maumee at their 26. Shank, Foreman, Alexander, Earl, Barghini. Tillman is the tight end. Now they'll say that the ball actually rolled dead up here at the 29.
Now that's where it was touched by a Perrysburg player. There was not possession, but as soon as it's touched there, it's dead.
Barghini is out to the left, Earl out wide to the right. Shank splits his setbacks. Now open field is to the eastern side. We've got some movement in there on defense, and a fumble. He picks it back up. He rolls out. He unloads it sideline right, and it is incomplete, underthrown. It's intended for Earl across the far side of the field, and that was a good job by Shank as he fumbled that exchange, got it, went back, unloaded, but it was underthrown. Bring it back and make it second down.
I don't believe he really had a firm grip on the football, Jerry. It's possible he should have taken another step and gotten that grip and then thrown the football.
Bring it back to the 29, where it's second down and 10, and out wide to the left is Barghini, Earl out wide to the right, and the end is in Tillman. Shank is your quarterback. Open field to the right as they move right to left on your dial, and there's a handoff over the left side, and he goes straight ahead. Running the football is Brad Foreman across the 30 to about the 32 or 3, maybe the 34, where they set the football down. The middle of that Perrysburg line in on the tackle. Swede is in there.
That time, Perrysburg, as they did play previously, did a little stemming, dropped the linebacker down, moved the middle guard over, gave them an odd or even look, gave Maumee an even look, and maybe trying to cause some confusion in the Maumee blocking pattern.
No score in this game. Earl to the right, Barghini out here to the left, and running back, Shank to the near side, looking downfield. He's in trouble. He's flushed. He is sacked back here at the 29. He was in trouble all the way, and trying to reverse field was met by a lot of black-shirted Peaburg Yellow Jackets at the 30-yard line, and that'll bring up a fourth down now.
Good coverage in that secondary, Jerry.
Fourth and about 9. In a punting situation here.
Gomminger and Neal deep to receive.
And back to punt for Maumee then. We'll go Jimmy Burkett. Snap. Gets the kick away. Pretty good kick out of there. Back here to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, and to about the 46 or 7-yard line. Neal, the ball carrier. And very good punt coverage that time, I might add, by Maumee is Roger Alexander. And they're going to spot that football, Tom, at the 47-yard line of Perrysburg. They'll have excellent field position now.
So an exchange of 2 punts apiece. Perrysburg is gaining that yardage, very precious yardage, in the kicking game.
Neal is out wide to the left. Johnson on the wing. We have an eye in the backfield. Beausay and Como behind Pheasant, and he goes to Beausay. Straight ahead. He's got a yard or two, and that's about it to the 49. It'll be second down and 8 yards to go. In the middle of that Maumee line on the tackle, the first man there to lower the boom on him was Mel Goatley, 6'3", 210, a junior. 6 minutes remaining first quarter. There is no score.
So far, the Perrysburg center has been having his hands full with Hover, the middle guard, Mark Hover.
Barry Johnson in there now. Pardon me, that's number 26. That's Gomminger, and back to throw, unloading, and it's incomplete out here. Pheasant. It was intended for the big tight end, Rob Hall. The defending on the play was Dan Haley. Bring it back and make it third down and 8 yards to go at the 49 of Perrysburg.
Excuse me, Jerry. Both quarterbacks seem to be a little apprehensive. They're not really sure of themselves throwing that football, and I'm sure they'll get their poise, and we're going to see a fine throwing attack from both teams.
We'll say back in there at tailback. Como's the fullback. And there's a hand to Como over the left side, 50, 45 to the 44-yard line, and that's about a half a yard short of that first down, I believe, and a quick hitter over the left side on the tackle. Alexander. They're going to say the 44.5-yard line. I believe he's short by about maybe the length of the football, Tom.
Well, the way they have it spotted might be a little bit more than that. I think Perrysburg has decided to go for it early on and see if they can keep the momentum going.
Johnson to the left. Neal to the right. Eye in the backfield. Doesn't calling signals. Both say fumbles. Recover Maumee. Number 70,
Jim Need. Clearly a poor exchange between Bose and Pheasant. Remember, Bose, this is his first game from since the Springfield game where he received a knee injury and a broken wrist. And I think his timing is off. He would have had the first down had he been able to hang on to the football.
Shank is back to work now. This will be the Maumee 46-yard line. And he's back to throw on first down out here at the 40. In trouble. He is going to be brought down back here at the 40-yard line. Greg Como. A loss from the 46 back to the 39 of about 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 17. 4:44 to go first quarter. There's no score in the football game here at Perrysburg High School. Nice to have you along on a crisp fall evening here. Beautiful night for football. And it's been what we expected, a heavy-hitting football game so far. Out wide to the right, Barghini. Out wide to the left is Earl. Your setbacks are Foreman and Alexander behind Shank. Ball between the hash marks. Shank calling signals, and he's reverse pivots out of there to the short side at the 40. Cuts inside at the 45, at the 50, and down he goes at about the 50 or 49-yard line, perhaps, of Perrysburg. And on the tackle across the far side is Greg Como.
Well, they spotted the ball right on the 50, Jerry.
They did. And that will bring up a third down and just about 6 yards to go for that first down.
So far, Greg Shank has been doing a good job of breaking containment, but of course that requires some strong blocking on the perimeter.
All right, to the far side, Barghini. To the left comes Earl. Tillman is the tight end. Shank calling signals with 3rd and about 6 at the midfield stripe, and he's back to run or throw. Out here at the 40, unloads it down the middle, and it is complete at the 40, at the fumbles the football, and it's Perrysburg, I believe. They've got it. The pass was complete. Perrysburg has recovered, and that was number 7, Steve Pheasant, the quarterback for Perrysburg, who plays in that secondary. The pass was indeed complete out here at about the 40, and trying to get that extra yardage to the 35 of the ball came popping out of there, and Pheasant landed on it right there at the 35. 1st and 10 for Perrysburg, so the turnovers are even. Back to work now, Mr. Pheasant in the I formation. And quarterback sneak, 40, 45, 46-yard line. Pheasant straight ahead. He took one step to the left, Tom Gateau, and shot the gap right up the middle of the left side and got some yardage out to the 46-7 of Perrysburg.
Well, what he did, Jerry, all he did was read the middle guard. Mark Hover has been giving Glenn Sutton fits early on in the game, so in order to cool him down a little bit, they just stepped the opposite way that the middle guard angled and picked up the first down.
That is a 1st and 10. Again, the I formation. Neal out wide to the left, and Pheasant calling signals. And Pheasant gives to Bose outside 50 at the 45, at the 40. Needs a block at the 40, at the 35, and down he goes at the 35-yard line, and oh my. Saving the day was Mark Barghini for Maumee, or that would have been touchdown down the far side.
Definite touchdown-saving tackle by Barghini. Fine running. Like to see those backs square off to the line of scrimmage, Jerry, and run north and south, but this evening he was running east to west.
They'll say the 36-yard line. Again, open field this time is to the western side, and quarterback sneak to about the 30-yard line. That's about 6 yards by Pheasant. He has took the snap, and right up the middle he went behind some wedge blocking. And on the tackle for Maumee in the secondary was Roger Alexander, but that's 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
And again, Mark Hover has been so active at middle guard, he took himself right out of the play on that particular offensive maneuver.
1:57 remaining here in the first quarter. There is no score, but Perrysburg is on the move. And out wide to the right here is Mark Ryan. A slot right or wing right in the backfield. Johnson is on the wing. Pheasant calling signals with a second and about 4. And to kneel from 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Johnson, that was, pardon me. And he was hit and brought down across the far side of the field by Dan Haley.
That time, Perrysburg tried to catch the free-flowing Maumee defense in a slot-back counter, and they almost were able to pick up the first down. They're about 2 yards short. It's third down.
Tom, you're right on it. It is third and about 2 here, and I believe we're going to have a timeout called. Timeout on the field with a score: Maumee nothing, Perrysburg nothing.
For over 46 years, the Lorraine Oil Company has served northwestern Ohio as the distributor for Pennzoil, the asked-for motor oil because it's worth asking for. The Lorraine Oil Company, like high school football, is a great tradition in northwestern Ohio. Trust Pennzoil products from Lorraine. Dial 352-1633 in Bowling Green or 691-3545 in Toledo. The Lorraine Oil Company and high school football, two great traditions in northwestern Ohio.
Jerry, that was an official's timeout for equipment. Steve Pheasant had something wrong with his helmet, came over the sideline, is now repaired. We're ready to get going.
Third down and about 2 now. Trying to pick up that yard marker. That is the 28-yard line. Johnson out wide to the right. High in the backfield. Pheasant calling signals. Open field to the right, and he sticks it into Bose, and Bose fumbles the football, recovered by Maumee in the air. That ball was flying in the air, and Mark Hoover picked it off. It never hit the ground. It just came popping out of there, and it was like a wounded duck, and Hoover said, "Look what I got." There's the second turnover for the Jackets. They've lost both. Maumee has fumbled once. They lost it.
And Bose fumbled twice, and again, not being in action for several weeks certainly has taken its toll so far for Perrysburg.
It's at the 27-yard line of Maumee, and the Panthers take it over now with Barghini out wide to the left, Earl out wide to the right. We have a 2-yard split in the backfield. Shanks, your quarterback, rolling back to run or throw, looking sideline, unloads, and it is incomplete out here at the 30-yard line. He had his receiver on a nice down pattern, and Earl could not hang on, and where he threw that football, there was no chance to knock it down or intercept. He threw it right around the knees. A great spot to throw it, but Earl just couldn't hang on. So bring it back, incompleted pass. That stops the clock with 26 seconds. It makes it 2nd down and 10.
And again, Jerry, we have to point out that Perrysburg is allowing Maumee to pull a guard and get Shank out there, and there's really no pressure in his face, and this could serve to hurt Perrysburg as the game wears on.
Barghini to the left this time, and Earl out wide to the right. And again, Shank splits his setbacks. Open field is to the eastern side. And a reverse pivot, a handoff in there, but nothing going. Steve Ryder was right there to meet the onrush of Foreman. They didn't fool anybody on that one.
Well, that, again, Perrysburg jumped into an even front. Steve Ryder dropped down in a 4-point position from his linebacker slot, shot the gap, and met the ball carrier just as he received the football from the quarterback.
And that's going to end the quarter, by the way. That is the end of the first quarter with a score: Perrysburg nothing, Maumee nothing.
If you're looking for gas mileage, look to Charlie's Dodge, the leader in 4-cylinder automobiles. From the biggest little mini truck to the newest Colt hatchback, Omni 4-door sedan, or sporty Omni 024. Over 50 new 4-cylinder models in stock that really deliver mileage. See Charlie's Dodge in Maumee for the area's finest selection of great gas mileage cars. Charlie's Dodge, America's fastest-growing truck company, as always the home of the cheaper deal. Located at 725 Illinois Avenue, Maumee.
Hey, Dave, who's your homeowner's insurance with?
Well, right now it's with the bank, in my safe deposit box.
No, I mean, what's the name of the company?
Oh, Auto Owners.
Auto Owners?
With a name like Auto Owners, I know I'll get fast, fair claim service. And I know I'll get personal attention. Plus, I know I'm getting just the coverage I need for just what I want to pay. Why? Who's your homeowner's insurance with?
Well, right now it's with the bank, in my safe deposit box.
For all your insurance needs, call Dussel Insurance in Maumee, 893-3807. Dussel Insurance, 893-3807.
As we start the second quarter, have to point out again, the hitting has been hard and intense. We've seen 3 fumbles, 2 by Perrysburg, 1 by Maumee, and each team lost the fumbles that they had.
Third down, 10 to go. Shank calling signals, and he hands them there straight ahead. Running the football is Roger Alexander. I don't know if he got a yard or not. It's a big pileup right there at the 27-yard line. he got anything, it wasn't much, I'll tell you that. The whole middle of that Perrysburg line in on the tackle.
Another center quarterback exchange problem there, Jerry.
Well, that brings up a 4th down and still 10 yards to go right there at the 27-yard line. And back punting.
Jim Burkett for Maumee, and deep to receive Gomminger and Neal for Perrysburg.
He's standing back inside the 15-yard line. A high snap, he makes the reception, and he gets a pretty good kick out of there. Across the field, and a fair catch is called for by Bose at the 45-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10.
Perrysburg again taking over with fine field position at their own 45. They've taken over on their 40, their 47, and their 35.
Well, Lorraine Oil Company, Charlie's Dodge, Dussel, Maumee Home Federal, Hauks, and Fashion Collection. Nice to have them along. Minute 11:21 remaining in the half. There's no score. Now Perrysburg back to work. Pheasant is your quarterback, and he lines them up into an I formation. And he gives to his tailback over the right side to the 49-yard line, and running hard to that football was Greg Gomminger, and he was hit across the far side of the field by the left side of that Maumee line, and the first man there again was Jim Burkett. There's a pickup from the 45 out to the 49 of 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Now, obviously, they put Gomminger back in there because of Jeff Bose's inability to hang on to the football.
Gomminger running in there at tailback now. Como is your fullback. We have a slot right in the backfield. Pheasant hands off in here, and coming outside is Johnson, and he is stuffed right there at the 49-yard line. Well, they didn't fool Maumee on that counteraction play. Roger Alexander there staring him eyeball to eyeball. It'll bring up 3rd down and still 6. Tom, just exactly what we thought. A very heavy-hitting football game out there right now.
Now Bose's back in the game at tailback. Big 3rd down play for Perrysburg.
All right, they line up into split backs. Open field to the left. Pheasant takes the draw. Back to throw. He's in trouble at the 40. Unloads it, and it's complete to Bose, and he's got the 1st down, I believe, across the 50 to about the 45 and out of bounds. He may have gotten down to about the 43-yard line, where he was run out of bounds across the far side of the field. But that is indeed enough for the 1st down.
And again, Steve Pheasant showing the cool that he has. Did, in fact, fake the draw, held the ball up, forced the Maumee defense to commit themselves. He was able to break containment. Bose came out of the backfield on a flare pattern. Fine pass, 1st down.
Johnson out wide to the left here. It's 1st and 10 at the 43 of Maumee. And a hand. Gomminger, flag on the play. Out here to the 43-yard line. No gain.
Going to have a hold, Jerry, on Perrysburg.
2nd down and still 10, but Tom thinks hold. Mark Hoover on the tackle for Maumee. Well, where that flag came flying in there, that's about the area of the holding infraction.
Perrysburg ran a counter trap, and I think in the anxiety of the left guard and center, they were grabbing, trying to nullify the fine play of Mark Hoover, the middle guard from Maumee.
9 minutes, 39 seconds till halftime. There is no score in this football game, and there's the walk-off. Back to the 41-yard line of Perrysburg, and it'll be 1st and long, 1st and 25. Now that 1st down, should it occur, would come at about the 33-yard line of Maumee. Johnson out here to the left, and Ryan out wide to the right. Pheasant calling signals, and Pheasant hands in there. Well, no, he doesn't. He just keeps the football and straight ahead to about the 41-yard line, and he's belted down there.
Quarterback draw. He faked the pass again, raised the ball up to draw the defense in, and ran the quarterback draw, similar to the play that they picked the 1st down up on, Jerry.
Over on the tackle. It is 2nd down now, and still about, well, make it 23 yards to go. He gained a couple on the play to the 41.
Ryder is 42. Fullback for Como. They better get this play off in a hurry.
Ryder is your fullback now, and they have a slot left in the backfield. And he keeps the ball. Pheasant optioning down the line. Pitches back here and hit and down at the 39-yard line. Brad Foreman on a fine defensive play as Bose could not turn the corner.
Good job done by Dick Teets and Mel Goatley on that right side, stringing out that option. Brad Foreman had the pitch man, came up and really nailed him.
At the 39, Tom, so it's now third down, about 26 to go for that first down. No score. 8:15 remaining here in the first half. There's been 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles for Perrysburg, 1 for Maumee. I formation this time. See if they're coming. Pheasant calling signals at his 39. He pitches back here and trying to get outside. Gomminger running laterally, and he's down here at the 39-yard line. Excellent defensive play by Brad Foreman once again.
Foreman is the Panther back, or strong safety, in the Maumee defensive scheme, and he's always been a sure tackler and has proven it so far this evening.
He's 5'10", 170-pound senior, Brad Foreman. So a punting situation here.
Jay Swede will be punting for Perrysburg, and back to receive Stout and Foreman for Maumee.
Swede standing back at his 20. Low snap, fields it, and it's blocked, it's loose, it's picked up. They're running down inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line.
It was blocked by Jim Burkett. It was picked up by
number 30.
linebacker Dan Haley. That's a big break for Maumee.
It was a low snap from center. He had to field it like a shortstop. Did a good job, tried to get it off, but couldn't do it. It's at the 16-yard line, and there's a great break here in this football game. That's the 4th error of the football game. 1 for Maumee, 3 for Perrysburg. It's at the 16. Maumee 1st and 10 at the Perrysburg 16. Shank leads him out. And he's got Foreman back there and Alexander, an open field to the right. Long count, and he's back to throw the football on first down. Looking, he's flushed out, he's in trouble, he's scrambling, he's hit, he's brought down. Back outside the 25-yard line.
Fine hit by Greg Como, who has been playing an outstanding game at left defensive tackle. Jerry, I want to tell you something. He put his helmet on that football and almost popped it out of Greg Shank's grasp.
Back here at the 25, and remember the initial line of scrimmage was the 16.
Big defensive play for the Perrysburg Yellow Jackets.
That brings up second and about 20. Out wide to the left is Earl. Bergini out wide to the right, splitting the backfield. Shank's your quarterback. He's back to run or throw. He's rolling out 30, going to run it 25 at the 20, at the 15, at the 5, down to about the 5-yard line. And on the tackle, Pheasant. There's a great bit of running that time by Shank, the quarterback of Maumee.
They're going to measure, Jerry.
It's close. It was the 16, the initial line. It's about the 6, and that's close to first down territory.
Again, Greg Shank doing a fine job of rolling out. He saw daylight, cut it back against the grain, and is very close, about 2 inches away from a first down.
Now that'll bring up 3rd and inches. 6:02 to go in the half. There's no score. Standing room only here at Perrysburg High. Battle for the ding-dong. Bargini to the left, Earl to the right. Split in the backfield. Ends are in. Shank, quarterback sneak. I don't know. I'm not sure. He shoved all the way back to the 9-yard line, and I'm not sure if he made it or not. They'll have to measure again. Well, there wasn't much there at all. There wasn't much there at all. They may bring him out again. No, they're not even going to bring him out. They're going to say 4th down, about a half a yard. So they lost. They lost a foot or 2 on that play. And now we have a whistle, and we have an official's timeout, and we'll keep it here. Well, this will be a short one.
Co-captain Greg Shank asked for a measurement. Not that he doubts the veracity of the referee, but he has the right to have that thing measured.
That's his prerogative, right,
the
coach?
Prerogative, no question about it.
And they'll stretch it out, and actually he didn't lose as much as I thought. He maybe lost a foot. So we're going to just call it 4th down, about a foot to go, right there at the 6-yard line at the Perrysburg 6. Now they call a timeout. Timeout on the field with a score, Maumee nothing, Perrysburg nothing.
If you're starting to think about a retirement plan, now's the time to consider opening an active savings account at Maumee Perrysburg Home Federal. With a savings account, your dollars will add up over the years, and by the time of retirement, you'll have a nice little sum saved up. At Maumee Perrysburg Home Federal, savings accounts earn 5.5% interest, the highest allowed by law. And earnings are computed and compounded daily, paid to you quarterly. Your retirement years can be filled with financial security when you plan ahead with a savings account at Maumee Perrysburg Home Federal.
Remember that lovely family photograph you always wanted prints made of but couldn't because you couldn't find the negative? Well, Houck's Rexall Drugstore in Perrysburg will make as many prints as you like without the negative. We use Kodak paper for good-looking copy prints. Just bring the original into us, old or new, and just days later the prints will be yours. Don't worry if you can't find the negative. Simply bring the original to Houck's Rexall Drugstore, 102 Louisiana in Perrysburg. We'll do the rest. Special offer now at Houck's, only 39 cents each print. Oh, by the way, if you do have the negative, well, that always helps.
Going to go for a field goal here. Burkett will try. Holding will be Farley. Straight up shot. Waiting for the snap. About the 13 offside. He's blocked. It is blocked. It's rolling loose into the end zone. Do I see any flags? No flags. The field goal attempt is blocked from the 13-yard line. How about that? Holy Perrysburg. You believe that? Bring it out to the 20-yard line where it's first down and 10 for the Jackets. No score. The 13-yard field goal attempt is blocked by the interior of the Perrysburg line.
It looked like Greg Como in there again, Jerry. Got a piece of that action.
Doesn't to work. Straight ahead for 4. It'll be second down and 6. A little sidestep again, and right up the middle he went around the tackle was Roger Alexander for Maumee. And so it'll be a pickup on the play of 4. It'll be second and 6, Perrysburg at their own 24. With 5 minutes to go till halftime, and there is no score in the football game. And the fans have literally lined the field here, outside that outer fence, standing room only here. Johnson out wide to the left, Neal out wide to the right. Eyes in the backfield, and Pheasant gives to his tailback, and he dives, both say over the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Haley on the tackle. That'll bring up third down and about 3. Third and about 3. Perrysburg at their own 27. This has been a game of heavy hitting and errors so far. That's 5 in the football game. 3 for Perrysburg and 2 for Maumee in the error department. Turnover department, if you will. Johnson to the left, Neal to the right. Eye in the backfield, third and about 3 at the 27. Pheasant in the eye, pitches back. Bosay turning the corner, gets it out here to about the 29. I believe he's going to be a little short of that first down.
I think so, too, Jim.
He had to get to the 30, from the 20 to the 30. It's 10, of course. Up to make the hit for Maumee was Marghini, and they'll say it's about a foot or so short of that 30-yard line. That should bring up a fourth down and about a foot. It's just inches away. Just inches away from that first down.
Perrysburg is not taking any chances.
No.
They've had one punt blocked.
Well, Tom, to show you how close it is, the ball is on the Perrysburg side of the 30, and they had to get just over the 30-yard line. Here's the snap and the kick coming up, and they're after him again. He gets a good high kick out of there. Roughing coming up. Fair catch is called for back here at the 33-yard line by Alexander. The kicker is down. Flag on the play. Roughing the kicker. Roughing the kicker. Jay Swede is shaken up on the play. Jay Swede holding his right leg, and so there is a roughing the kicker penalty coming up against Maumee.
Well, that'll be a tough penalty, of course, for Maumee.
Hopefully he's going to be all right. He's favoring that right.
Looked like a right knee, Jerry.
Yep.
It'll be even a tougher thing for Perrysburg to endure if Jay can't get back in the game, because he's a fine defensive end. He's also the punter.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be all right. And so here's the walk-off all the way out to the 45-yard line. Roughing the kicker. 3 minutes and 19 seconds till halftime. There is no score in the football game. Now Perrysburg with the ball at their own 45 on the near hash mark. Pheasant, your quarterback. Bosay's been in there. Como, Gaminger. They've all had their shot. They'll line up in an eye. That's Gaminger at tailback right now. Pheasant calling signals. He's in the eye, and he gives to Gomminger at the 45 over the right side. He's got a couple of yards, still running with the football, and maybe got 3 to the 48-yard line, where it is second down and about 7. And on the tackle for the Maumee Panthers over there was Dan Haley. Give him about 3, Tom. It'll be second and 7.
Jerry, Perrysburg has been running in 3 tailbacks, Gomminger, Jim Priest, and Jeff Bose, and this is a tailback-oriented offense, and they're using all 3 of them.
Well, now they split the setbacks. Neal out wide here to the left, Johnson to the right, and Pheasant is back to throw the football. He unloads it over here, and it is complete at the 35 and down inside to about the 35 or 6-yard line. The reception is made by Greg Como, and on the tackle for the Maumee Panthers, Greg Shank. They'll not give him the 35. They'll say the 36-yard line, first and 10 for Perrysburg.
Okay, Jerry, it's a similar play that we saw early on where Bose came out of the backfield on a flare pattern and was nailed with a strike from Pheasant. This time Como came to the near side and gathered in the pass. Super reception, first down for Perrysburg.
Pheasant is 6 foot, 175-pound senior. Johnson to the left, Neal to the right, high in the backfield. Pheasant, hands in there, straight ahead, running, 25, still running, down to about the 24-yard line goes Steve Ryder. And on the tackle for the Maumee Panthers, Dan Haley, with the clock ticking away with 2 minutes and 7 seconds left till halftime. No score in the game. With that roughing the punter, Perrysburg is moving.
Fine trap block by Jim Jacoby on the fullback trap. Good double team by Steve Morgan and Glenn Sutton on the middle guard.
That's Hap Lowry down there over the ball, one of the officials. It's at the 25 of Maumee. Johnson to the left, Neal to the right. Man in motion to the left is Bose. To the short side, Pheasant. He's in trouble. He is going to get sacked back here at the 30-yard line. Fine defensive play by Roger Alexander.
Roger Alexander, the right tackle and also a running back for Maumee, shot the gap and was in there like a flash, grabbed Pheasant by the jersey and pulled him down for a 5-yard loss.
Second and 15. Perrysburg at the 30-yard line now of Maumee with 1:19 remaining here in the half. And out wide to the right is Johnson. Neal to the left. High in the backfield, open field to the eastern side. Pheasant fakes, rolls down the line, back, unloads down the middle. Man is there. It's incomplete and almost intercepted at the 5-yard line. Actually, Neal had the secondary beaten, but the ball was a little underthrown. And almost intercepting it was Mark Barghini at the 5-yard line for Maumee. He did an excellent job of stepping in.
Play action pass, Jerry. Pheasant did a good job of riding the back into the line of scrimmage, step back and through. It was a throwback pattern to Neal, who was split out to the near side. He ran really just a sprint pattern down the field, was covered well by Barghini and Shank, but quite honestly, had the ball been thrown a little higher, it could have been a touch.
Ryder and Bose are in there at the setbacks now, and they're split. And back to throw is Pheasant. He's in trouble. Little screen pass coming up to the left side, and he overthrows.
And wisely so,
The
Jerry.
intended receiver, and I believe it was intended for Steve Ryder down here on the near sideline at about the 25-yard line.
Good play by Steve Pheasant. I really do believe he threw the ball over the intended receiver towards the out-of-bounds line because Dick Teets had read, the defensive end for Maumee, had read the play well, and it was right in the middle of the pack. So quite honestly, had he tried to complete the pass, could have been an interception or worse.
Como is in, Ryder is out. 4th down and still about 15 to go with 1:01 to go here in the half. No score. Neal to the right, Johnson to the left. High in the backfield. Pheasant from the 30. And he's back to throw. In trouble and out of bounds along the sideline here up around the 30-yard line, and that's about it, and that'll turn the ball over to Maumee. And we see that
Maumee will take over on their own 31-yard line.
we have the flashing red out across on I-75. One of the local constables, I believe, detected a violation.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. The yellow flag was thrown on I-75. Back to work now. Shank rolls back here at his 25. He may run it. He is going to get hit and knocked down at the 26-yard line by Ryder. 47 seconds to go in the half. There's no score, and it's just been one of those defensive battles out here
It was a matter of time when Perrysburg was going to solve the containment or the containment blocking of Maumee. That time, Ryder came from his right linebacker position as Shank was sprinting out, set sail, and really nailed him.
3rd and 14, 20 seconds to go in the half. There's no score. Barghini to the right, Earl to the left. Shank's the quarterback, and he hands in there straight ahead. Running the football is Foreman over the left side, and he got it out to about the 30-yard line. May have gotten 3 or 4 yards on the play, but that probably will end the half with 4 seconds. With 3, we're going to have a 0-0 score here. That is the end of the first half with a score. Perrysburg nothing, Maumee nothing.
Perrysburg will be moving left to right on your radio dial. Kicking off for Maumee will be Mark Wolf. And deep to receive the kickoff will be Jeff Bose. Will be the deep back. Looks like Stout and Gomminger, the up backs.
All right, excuse me, Tom.
I was going to say, this is a change in the Maumee kickoff team. Coach Bob Boyles told me he moved in Mark Wolf to try to get more distance off the kickoffs.
Well, here's the approach. Good end over end kick. Sending Gomminger back to the 10. Near side 15, 20, 25, 30, 34-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go for Perrysburg, and the first man there to get him, Farley. WSPD Toledo 1370 on your dial, your station for sports. Toledo, Central Michigan tomorrow, 3:30 from the Glass Bowl kickoff at approximately 4:05. All right, Pheasant back to work in this 0-0 football game. Johnson out wide to the right, and out wide to the left is Neal. Pheasant, your quarterback. He has him in an eye. He sticks it straight in there, and for maybe a yard, perhaps Como to the 35. Give him 1, 2nd and 9. The middle of that Maumee line in on the tackle, and the first man there was Mel Goatley, 6'3", 210, a junior.
And again, Perrysburg's having problems with middle guard Mark Hover. They're angling to the sideline, Jerry, they being Maumee. Roger Alexander came down from his right tackle position, and Hover stepped around the center.
Johnson to the right, Neal to the left. Again, eye in the backfield. Como's your fullback, and back to throw is Pheasant. Sideline left, complete, and what a hit. Out here at the 34-yard line. The pass was complete to a Gomminger, and a tremendous hit put on him
by Jeff Earl.
Right here at the 34. That'll bring up a 3rd down now.
Move Jeff Earl into that defensive secondary to give a little bit more speed, and also give Greg Shank a rest.
Well, they're going to say the 35, so give him a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9. Perrysburg at their own 35. And again, Neal to the right, Johnson to the left. Man in motion. Roll out to the left. Pheasant at the 30. Cuts it inside 35 to the 40. And to about the 44-yard line. We'll just wait and see across the far side for the measurement, whether or not he picked it up or not. Hoover on the tackle.
Now they're going to measure it, you say, Jerry. That was an outstanding play by Perrysburg. There was no run-pass option. That was strictly a quarterback sweep. Fine blocking ahead of Pheasant, and outstanding broken field running.
Short by about a foot. Well, you'd say from the 34 to the 44, but, you know, we're giving you approximates. There are no hash marks here, just the 5-yard markers. And so we obviously can be off a half yard, a foot or so, and in this particular case, it's about a foot.
And Perrysburg's going to go for it.
Well, here's a big gamble. 4th down and about a foot to go. We're going to call it the Perrysburg 44-yard line. They need a foot.
I'll look.
There's no score.
I'll look for Steve Pheasant on a quarterback sweep, or quarterback sneak, excuse me.
Neal to the right, Johnson to the left, eye in the backfield. Como and Bose. Pheasant calling signals. Bose in motion to the left, quarterback sneak. He's got, I believe, the first down out here to the 45. It is shoved back to the 44 by Dan Haley, but that's a 1st and 10 now for Perrysburg at their own 45.
Good job by Glenn Sutton, the center, because there were 2 men on his either gap, and moved up a linebacker right on his nose.
Out of the football game now is Neal. And out wide to the left now is Ryan, and Johnson to the right. There's Como and Bosé splitting in the backfield. Como in motion to the right. Rolling out is Pheasant to run a throw, and he is going to get away from one another. Still running at the 45 and hit and down up around the 46-yard line. Boy, he did a great job of getting away from someone back here at the 40-yard line, but he was really nailed up here at the 45, the original line of scrimmage by Mel Goatley. Well, you don't think they're hitting? Give him a yard at the 46 of Perrysburg, 2nd and 9. 9.5 minutes to go, third quarter. There is no score in this game. Both these ball clubs well scouted by each other. Ryan to the right. Now we have a slot right in the backfield. Johnson is the slot man. Open field to the eastern side. Perrysburg left to right. Bosé hit and down for a yard at the 47. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
And again, Jerry, Mark Hover has been doing an outstanding job from that middle guard position.
Well, he's 6'2", 285-pound junior. Hover's just done an outstanding job.
Stepped right around the center and tackled the ball carrier from behind.
Well, you can't say enough about the two defensive units of these two football teams. They've just done a splendid job. It's 3rd and about 8 at the 47 of Perrysburg. Johnson to the right. High in the backfield, Pheasant. Fakes, little pop pass. Oh, he dropped it. He dropped the football at the 40-yard line. He being the tight end, Rob Hall. And boy, was right there on the fingertips. And he's upset with himself. There is one that he should have had.
Close, but no cigar. Only counts in hand grenades and dancing.
Hey, man, you're hot tonight. Keep it rolling, will you?
Jay Sweet back to punt. He's all right. He shook off that injury on the roughing the punter penalty.
Barghini on the right side. High hang time type kick. Not a lot of distance. Hits right up in the air. Bounces laterally, then forward in favor of Perrysburg to about the 32-yard line. Well, he had a lot of height, not very much distance. It took one big bounce right straight up in the air, then a couple of rolls toward the Maumee goal line. But they'll spot it right there. Let's call it the Maumee 33.
Keep it even.
8:22 remaining here in the third quarter, no score. Shank is back to work now. And he splits his setbacks. Foreman and Alexander. Open field to the right. And he's back to roll or run or pass, and he unloads, and is it or not? Nope, incomplete. We had to wait for a moment because it was right down in front of us where the Perrysburg bench is standing up, and we caught the official waving the irons intended for Mark Barghini. Again, Tom, it was a good place to put the football right around the knees. There's no way you can intercept. That's a couple of passes that, frankly, Maumee receiver should have had.
And again, Greg Shank was under extreme pressure. Maumee jumped into an even man front and shot the gap.
2nd and 10. Earl to the right, Barghini to the left. Again, Shank calling signals, and he keeps the football. He pitches back here. Foreman at the 30. Near sideline, up around maybe the 38-yard line where he is banged out of bounds. Glenn Sutton was there.
Counter option play to the short side of the field, Jerry. Good job by Shank reading the defensive end. Looks like the inside linebacker for Perrysburg got tangled up inside, and could have very well been a bigger play had not the secondary come up to put the hit on the ball carrier.
Well, it's the 38-yard line of Maumee, where it's 3rd and just about 5. Earl to the right, Barghini to the left. Shank options, pitches back here. Foreman, he's in trouble. He's down back here at about the 31.
And again, Greg Como, coming from his defensive tackle position, came down hard and caught the pitch man from behind. Greg Como for Perrysburg, defensive tackle and also fullback, and Mark Hover for Maumee have just been playing outstanding defense this evening.
Well, it's almost like the defenses have had the offensive game plan all week for these two squads. They're going nowhere. Back to punt.
Jim Burkett
at his 25. Good snap. The rush is on. He gets it away. Fair catch is called for, and the reception made at the 36.
David Neal.
Yep. First
gathered that in on the Perrysburg 36.
7:49 to go in the third quarter. There is no score in this football game.
So again, Perrysburg gains a couple yards in the exchange of punts.
It's at the Peaburg 36.
got to believe, Jerry, as the time keeps ticking off, that a big break is going to be the deciding factor in this football game.
Neal to the right. Johnson is in the slot. Pheasant calling signals. Open field to the left from his 36. He sticks it right in there to his fullback, Como. He's got about a yard. 2nd and 9. On the tackle for Maumee was Roger Alexander.
And in the big break department, Maumee failed to capitalize on the Perrysburg block punt when they had it 3rd and inches on the Perrysburg 6-yard line and were unable to score.
Elected to go for the field goal and had it blocked. It is 2nd and 9 at the 37 of Perrysburg. To the right is Neal. To the left is Johnson. High formation in the backfield. Pheasant fakes, options down the line, pitches back here. And out across the 40 to about the 44 is Bose, and he is ridden down over there by Jimmy Burkett, but not before, with a little burst of speed, he got it up over the 40-yard line to about the 44, where it's 3rd. Well, tell our listening audience, Tom, that we've got a real defensive game going here, will you?
We certainly do, and we've got a 1st and 10 for Perrysburg on the Maumee 45-yard line.
And back to work we go with 6:07 to go. Pheasant calling signals. He fakes once, hands out here. Johnson coming around from his slot back, and he's down right there at the 45-yard line.
Maumee has just scouted that slot back counter so well, Jerry. It's impossible for Perrysburg to really get that Maumee defense to commit.
Burkett on the tackle. Brings up a 2nd down and 10 right there at the 45 of Maumee.
Officials are asking for a clean football.
Como is in. And out is Ryder. And we have Johnson out wide to the right, Neal to the left. It's 2nd and 10, Perrysburg at the 45 of Maumee. Eye on the backfield, Pheasant calling signals. Pheasant, Maumee moving, and we got a flag. There's encroachment. It'll be 2nd and 5 for Perrysburg at the Maumee 40-yard line. Or is it going to be against... No, it's against Maumee.
It's against Maumee, Jerry. No doubt about it. And the interesting thing is we've only had 2 or 3 penalties in this football game, and normally when you have a game so hotly contested, such a rivalry, you normally have a lot more flags in the air.
No score in the football game. 5:24 remaining 3rd quarter. Perrysburg now has something going here with a 2nd and 5 at the Maumee 40. Pheasant to work. Ball is on the far hash mark. And he sticks. No, he's back to throw. He's in trouble. He's rolling out. He is going to be brought down back here at the 46-yard line, and leading the way was Dan Haley.
That time, Maumee sent the linebacker and Dan Haley on a blitz, and he was not to be denied. This will bring up a 3rd and 12 situation for Perrysburg.
Yes, the ball back outside the 45 now, Tom, at the Maumee 47. Amazing job by these two coaching staffs of scouting the other team. Boy, it's just like they have been sleeping with the game plan the whole week. Pheasant with split backs, and he rolls back. He's bounced out of there, back at his own 45. He's in trouble. They're coming after him. The chase is on to the 50. Oh, he gets ahead to about the 47-yard line, where he is ridden down across the far side of the field. And on the pursuit was Mark Hover, the first man there across the far side. They'll get it back to the 47 here, but that's going to be 4th down and still about 12 yards to go. And the clock continues to roll. He did not get out of bounds. We have 3:59 to go in the 3rd quarter, and there's still no score in this football game. And back to do the punting, Perrysburg.
Jay Swede.
Jays is back here at his 40-yard line. Snap. Return is on. Gets a good spiraling kick out of there across the field. Takes a Perrysburg roll to the 10, to the 9, to the 8, and down right there. There's a great kick. There's an outstanding kick by Jay Swede.
About a 45-yard punt by Jay Swede. And again, the importance of the kicking game is very apparent, Jerry. Although Jay had a punt blocked, in part the blame can be placed upon a bad long snap from center. And Maumee failed to capitalize on that break. Let's see if Perrysburg can hold Maumee deep in their own territory and get good field position.
Tom, I want to spot at the 8-yard line. Earl to the left, Bargini to the right. Schenk is the quarterback. And he sticks it in there and up ahead and finding a little room across the 15 and out to about the 17-yard line with a great little burst of speed that time was Roger Alexander. We thought he was nailed right there at the 8-yard line. He just kept those legs churning and was able to get it out to about the 17, 18-yard line. That'll call for a measurement on this one. They'll stretch the chains out. It's awfully close. It's a
first down.
First down, I believe. Yes, by about the length of the football. So that's a fine opening play, and I have to give all that credit to Roger Alexander, who apparently was stopped right there at the 8-yard line and then came bursting out straight ahead upfield and got the needed yardage, just about 10 yards at the 18 of Maumee, where it's 1st and 10 with 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Earl out here to the left. Shank. Stangson hands it in there again, and there is no gain on the play whatsoever. Excellent hit by the middle of that Perrysburg line.
And on a blitz, dropping down into a 4-point position, John Swede dropped down into lineman's position, shot the gap, and tripped up the ball carrier.
Now let's call it 2nd down and 10 at the 18 of Maumee. And out here to the left then is Barghini. Earl to the right. Shank is your quarterback, has Foreman back there, and Alexander. He rolls back to run and throw the football, setting up out here to the left, and it's tipped, and it's complete at the 30, at the 35 to the 36-yard line. That football was tipped by a defender for Perrysburg right into the grasps of the intended receiver who made the reception. And that's
Mark Barghini,
who was shaken up on the play, who made the reception?
He made the reception, Jerry. Phil Kokonakis was the defensive back who tipped the ball and tipped it right into Barghini's hands. That will give Maumee a 1st and 10 on their own 35, but more importantly, or 36, excuse me, they may be without the services of fine split end and defensive back Mark Barghini, a senior.
Well, the trainers are out there right now, and of course time will be held up here as they work over the youngster. And so I believe we have time out here on the field then with the score. Maumee nothing and Perrysburg nothing.
When a young couple's just starting out, there are so many things you hope for, so many dreams you plan to accomplish over the years together. And the best way to fulfill those aims in life is with an active savings account at Maumee Perrysburg Home Federal. By paying yourself first out of every paycheck, your balance will rise sure and steady, because you'll be earning 5.5% interest, which is computed and compounded daily, paid quarterly. Give yourself a good head start in life with a savings account at Maumee Perrysburg Home Federal.
Okay, Barghini goes off. It looks like he could get back in this football game, Tom.
Well, his effectiveness might be reduced, Jerry.
Okay, at the 36-yard line of Maumee, Shank calling signals, and he hands him there to Alexander, straight ahead with a quick burst of speed. He got it up over the 35, out to about the 39-yard line. A gain of about 4 yards on the play. 2nd and a long 6. Alexander running very hard right now for Maumee. Whitner on the tackle for the Jackets.
Jerry, the one defense that Maumee line has not been able to solve, Perrysburg lining up in a 5-man front, dropping a linebacker down, giving him an even front 6-man, 6-1 defensive alignment.
Philip Brown out wide to the left now. Earl to the right. Rolling out here in trouble. Shank, he's going to get away from one man upfield and still running out of bounds. And that is in the neighborhood of the 42 or 3-yard line. And over here to secure the tackle for the Perrysburg Yellow Jackets was Como. Let's see where they spot the football. That's the 43, Tom. So there's a pretty good pickup on the play of about 7 yards. 3rd and about 3.
I'm really impressed with the play of Greg Como. That time he came from the opposite side of the line of scrimmage and tracked the ball carrier down.
1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter, no score. Okay. Earl out wide to the left. Option play, pitch back. 40, lowering the head to about the 41 or 2 is Roger Alexander, and this time the Perrysburg defensive line does an excellent job, and the man actually that made the hit was Kokonakis.
Kokonakis, the monster stinger back, came up, took the pitch man, but fine job of forcing Greg Shank to pitch the ball early by the defensive end.
It's at the 42 of Maumee, where it is 4th down now at about 4 with 50 seconds to go in a punting situation here. at the 30. He gets the snap, and there's a high kick angling for the sidelines and goes out of bounds. We have a flag on the play also. We'll wait for this one. That was not a real good kick.
That was about a 13-yard punt.
Well, it would be spotted about the 40-yard line, exactly the 40, if Perrysburg, should this penalty be against Maumee. Preliminary indication is it is against Maumee. Now, I'm wondering if Perrysburg's going to decline it and just take that ball right there at their own 40. That's pretty good field position.
Well, if it's a big penalty, a holding penalty, they might take the penalty. They're declining it.
They are declining the penalty. And it was a holding penalty. And that will move the ball to the 40-yard line. Well, we called it.
Bird in the hand's worth two in the bush. Yeah. My grandfather told me
that would have been a 15-yard walk-off. And
there's no favoring wind, so there was. I guess they have the football, and that's what they want.
At their own 40. At their own 40. Pheasant is your quarterback. He has a slot left in the backfield. Open field is to the right, and Pheasant sticks it in there to Beausset, and he got it to about the 42. Give him a couple of yards. It'll be second down and 8 yards to go with 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Hover on the tackle. It's at the 42. That may be the last play of this third quarter. Time for perhaps one more with 18 seconds remaining. There's no score in the football game. Well, if you like defensive struggles, it has been exactly that. 8 seconds. They're not even going to run the play. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. Maumee nothing, Perrysburg nothing.
Houck's Rexall Drugstore in Perrysburg reminds you that photo greeting cards mean holiday smiles for everyone. If you want to send something special, really special this season, bring in your favorite color slide, color negative, or color print from either instant or conventional cameras, and Houck's Drugstore will make photo greeting cards that are fun to give and fun to receive. You can even save 10% if you place your order before November 14th at Houck's. Photo greeting cards are available in several Christmas styles, so show you really care with photo greeting cards from Houck's. All orders must be received by December 5th. Houck's, the family drugstore, at the corner of Louisiana and Front Streets in Perrysburg.
I lead a busy life. I work and have a family to keep up with, so I don't have a lot of time to worry about my wardrobe. I need practical, stylish clothes that reflect my lifestyle but don't break my budget. So I shop at the Fashion Closet in Perrysburg. They have just what I need. Fashions from Northern Isle, Skier, and Pure Gold. And the prices are great. I can afford to keep my wardrobe current. So if you're looking for clothes to reflect your lifestyle, shop the Fashion Closet in downtown Perrysburg. The Fashion Closet for the active woman.
Jerry, I'm still waiting for something to happen. Things have been going along here without any big breaks other than the one we mentioned. Something's going to have to pop here soon.
All right, Pheasant back to work now, and he gives it to Beausset, and Beausset's got a couple of tough yards up over the 40 to about the 44, and that will bring up a third down and about 6.
Kind of like the lull before the storm.
Yeah. Hover is there to make the tackle. Make it third down now, just about 6 yards to go for that first down. It's on the Perrysburg 44-yard line. They're moving right to left on your dial. With 11:35 left in this football game, there is no score. Neal to the right. Johnson's in the slot. Pheasant, your quarterback. He sends Johnson in motion to the left and pitches back here and trying to get outside is Ryder, and Ryder at the 45, at the 50, at the 45, at the 40, and he's tripped up at the 40 or at the 38-yard line. Beausset, the ball carrier. I thought it was Ryder in there. Beausset, they say.
No, it was a pitch sweep, Jerry.
There's an injured Maumee player back here at the 45, number 71. That's Goatley. We'll keep it here. The Lorraine Oil Company, Charlie's Dodge, Dussel, Maumee Home Federal, Houck's, and the Fashion Closet. Nice to have them along on tonight's football game. Well, it's 1st and 10 for Perrysburg now at the Maumee 38-yard line.
Jerry, as I said, it was a pitch sweep. Perrysburg pulled both guards, of course, led with the wingback and fullback. And Beausset did a fine job of cutting back against the grain. And I think he stumbled over a clump of grass because no one really had a hand on him. Had he been able to keep his feet, he'd have gone all the way for a touchdown.
Working over Goatley right now, the 6'3", 210-pound junior. He's played a fine game.
Mel Goatley came in for Al Leckel last week against Lake and performed very well and got the starting nod over Al at the right linebacker position. He's up on his feet.
Favoring that. He's going to be all right. He's trotting off under his own power, so we expect to see Goatley back in this football game.
Could have been a cramp, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
11. It's not very hot.
11-18 left in the game. That's it. There's no score, but now Perrysburg has something going. 1st and 10 at the Maumee 38. Pheasant calling signals. Slot left in the backfield. And he gives to his first man straight ahead to the 35-yard line. Running the football was Ryder, and he was tripped up by Hover. They're going to spot it right there at the 35. Gain of about 3, 2nd and 7. Clock, of course, becomes a factor now as we're nearing the 10-minute mark of the football game. No score. Tom, you're right. These two teams have just tugged at each other back and forth all night long, and you just got to feel any time something's going to break. Neal to the right, Johnson to the left. Eye in the backfield, Pheasant. Gives to his tailback, straight ahead, and running the football is Gumminger, and he's got some yardage inside the 35 to about the 30, maybe the 29.
Perrysburg is juiced up now.
Yes, they are. They've got momentum going for them, that old word momentum on the trip up.
But they're still facing a 3rd-1 situation.
Yeah, and this is where it's gotten awfully tough for both these ball clubs. They've had situations like this before all evening long. Both teams have 3rd, 4th down, short yardage, and they haven't been able to come up with it. Let's see what happens here with 3rd and a yard at the 29 of Maumee. Pheasant calling signals. He keeps. He sticks it in there. 1st down, Gumminger inside the 25 and all the way down to about the 22. On the trip up was Earl. 1st and 10, Perrysburg. And now the ball is spotted inside the 25 at the 24-yard line of Maumee.
This may or may not be a factor, Jerry. Don Whitner limped off the field for Perrysburg. He's been in there at an offensive tackle and took himself out of the game. And we'll have to see if that has any effect on the Perrysburg defense later.
Ball is between the hash marks. It's on the Maumee 24. Slot right in the backfield. Man in motion to the left is Johnson. Pheasant pitches back here. Trying to get outside with the football is Bosset to the near sidelines, and he's out of bounds inside the 20 at about the 15. Our sweep. Shoving him out of bounds was Earl.
Jerry, I can see why Perrysburg wanted Jeff Bosset back in this ball game. He has great quickness, great speed, and he gave it a little deke inside and broke outside and is very close to the 1st down.
That's right. They are calling it
first
and 10.
Down.
Yes. It's out at the, about the 14-yard line, I believe.
The referee could not see the yard markers because the Maumee defense was in the way.
Well, from the 24 to the 14, it is a 1st and 10. So obviously, Perrysburg in 4-down territory now. Send Neal to the right. And Johnson to the left. Eye in the backfield at the 14 of Maumee. Pheasant calling signals. Bosset, 15, 10. Down to about the 2-yard line or 1-yard line, and he's out of bounds. Again, we had to wait for a moment here because they're all lined up along the sidelines. Fans, cameras in our way, but that's a 1st and goal, and it's the speed of Bosset getting outside that's got Perrysburg on the move.
And I want to tell you, Jeff Bosset is trying to make amends for those 2 early fumbles. He's running like he's possessed.
1st and goal for Perrysburg at the Maumee 1 with 9:09 left in the game, no score, but Perrysburg with a great chance here. Now that goal line defense in there for Maumee. Johnson to the left. Bosset is the tailback. Como's the fullback. Eye in the backfield. Pheasant quarterback sneak. And he is in, I believe, for the touchdown. He is.
Great leg drive by Steve Pheasant. Looks like he was going to be stopped at the 1. He just kept those feet moving, those legs pumping, and worked himself into the end zone, pushing the Maumee defenders back. 60-yard drive by Perrysburg, Jerry.
With 9 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the football game, and the fans here on the press box side are all fired up, waving their black and gold pom-poms. Point try coming up. Pheasant will try it. Heilman to hold. 6-0. And now there seems to be a delay here as Pheasant goes over and picks something up. And now he turns around and he seems to be all right. Snap. Ball down. The kick is in the air. The kick is good. Time out of the field with a score. Perrysburg 7, Maumee nothing.
For over 46 years, the Lorraine Oil Company has served northwestern Ohio as the distributor for Pennzoil, the asked-for motor oil because it's worth asking for. The Lorraine Oil Company, like high school football, is a great tradition in northwestern Ohio. Trust Pennzoil products from Lorraine. Dial 352-1633 in Bowling Green or 691-3545 in Toledo. The Lorraine Oil Company and high school football, two great traditions in northwestern Ohio.
If you're looking for gas mileage, look to Charlie's Dodge, the leader in four-cylinder automobiles. From the biggest little mini truck to the newest Colt hatchback, Omni four-door sedan, or sporty Omni 024. Over 50 new four-cylinder models in stock that really deliver mileage. See Charlie's Dodge in Maumee for the area's finest selection of great gas mileage cars. Charlie's Dodge, America's fastest-growing truck company, as always the home of the cheaper deal. Located at 725 Illinois Avenue, Maumee.
Now with Perrysburg kicking off the Maumee, Jerry, we'll see the poise and the mettle of the Maumee Ball Club. They're a veteran ball club. They've been in this situation before.
And the kickoff going down here to Earl at the 15, at the 20, at the 25, straight ahead and out to about the 32-yard line. And it's first down and 10 yards to go for Maumee. Jacoby on the tackle. Make it the 32. Crowd yelling defense. It is 7-0 Perrysburg. 8:58 left in the football game. Maumee to take over now.
33-yard line.
Shank is your quarterback. Foreman is in there and Alexander. And Earl is split out to the left. Barghini to the... we got encroachment. Flag on the play. They go through with the play, but it's going to be an offside against Maumee. That'll make it 1st and 15. As Tom said, there has not been very many penalties in this football game, but a couple of penalties now of the short variety against Maumee hurt the cause.
Now there's a situation where second team tackle coming in for Al Weckel, who was obviously out of that offensive lineup, was a little over anxious and moved before the snap of the ball. And that's only about the 4th or 5th penalty of the football game.
8:35 remaining. Again, Barghini to the right, Earl to the left. Shank splits the backfield. He's back to run or throw. Looking. Fakes. 20. 25. Fakes again. Out here and hit and down at about the 27-yard line. Good hit across the far side of the field by Jay Swede.
Behind his own line by Coconut.
And that'll bring up a second down. And still long. Second and about 14. Clock continues to roll. 7-0 in favor of Perrysburg. On the running of Beausay. Pheasant took it in the final yard.
And a good call, too, Jerry, because you get down that close, so you want to make sure that there are no mix-ups in handling the football.
Earl to the right, Barghini to the left. And again, this time the left side of the Maumee line moved prematurely. Maumee now a little anxious here.
And again, that word poise comes into play here, Jerry.
Going to be against Maumee, no question about this. 2nd and 14, make it 2nd and about 19 when they walk off the 5-yard infraction. Here it is.
Coach Bob Boyles is claiming encroachment by Perrysburg defense, but the head linesman was right on the play, and he didn't see it that way.
Puts it back here to the 22 of Maumee. 7:41 left in this football game. 7-0 in favor of Perrysburg, and of course, now you have a long way to go, and Maumee wants to talk this over. Time out on the field with a score. Perrysburg 7, Maumee nothing.
What's worse than having your $45,000 house burn up? Only having $35,000 in insurance. Every year, inflation and property values go up. But does your homeowner's coverage? Auto Owners has a unique policy designed to keep pace with rising values automatically. So before you have to replace your home, maybe you should talk to Auto Owners about replacing your present insurance.
For all your insurance needs, call Dussel Insurance in Maumee, 893-3807. Dussel Insurance, 893-3807.
When you stop and consider your family's future financial security, a savings account is the best way to prepare yourself for whatever may happen throughout the years. At Maumee Perrysburg Home Federal, all savings accounts earn 5.5% interest, and the earnings are computed and compounded daily, paid quarterly. Start planning for your future soon with an active savings account at Maumee Perrysburg Home Federal. We'll look forward to helping you achieve your goals.
Well, with 7:41 left in the football game, Jerry, we certainly haven't been disappointed at all in the intensity of play on both sides of the line of scrimmage. And this jam-packed crowd here at Steinecker Stadium will go away. Some will go away happy, some sad, but they can go away with the knowledge that their young men gave it their all this evening.
Maumee now faced with a second down and about 19. Earl out wide to the right, Barghini to the left. Shanks the quarterback, and he pulls back to run or throw. He unloads down the middle. It's completed and dropped. They're going to call it a completion and then a fumble, or just what? Or incompleted pass, or...
Well, the officials are a little slow in their signals.
They're going to give this to Maumee out here at the 30. Now they're going to give it to Perrysburg. I thought so. They're going to call it a completed pass and then a fumble. And that, in my opinion, was the proper call. He had it for just a moment, got a great hit, and pardon me, but I did not see who recovered the fumble.
Well, I didn't get the young man who recovered the fumble, but John Tillman went high in the air and pulled that pass down on a underneath pattern, post pattern, and was really hit by the Perrysburg secondary.
Yeah, the Perrysburg fans want more. It's at the 37-yard line of Maumee. Pheasant marking out the signal. Now we've got Perrysburg moving prematurely, and that is Johnson. And so now both these ball clubs, a little bit fired up here, are firing offside prematurely before the count or the snap.
All that is, Jerry, is a loss of concentration.
This will be a legal procedure against Peaburg, and so move it back from the... That's the 32. Back out to the 37-yard line, I believe. Here's the 5-yard walk-off. The 37, all right. Now we're going. The initial line was the 37, now back out to the 42-yard line, where it is now 1st and 15 for Perrysburg. 7 minutes left in the game. 7-0 Perrysburg. They have the lead, they have the football, they have the clock in their favor. Neal to the left, Johnson to the right. High in the backfield. Pheasant sticks it in there to the first man, his fullback, Como. He got it to the 40-yard line, a gain of a couple of yards. It'll be second down. And 13 to go. Give him a yard. Second down and 14 yards to go at the 41 of Perrysburg. The middle of that Maumee line in on the tackle. 6.5 minutes left in the game. 7-0 Perrysburg. And the Jackets in no big hurry to get things going here. They've got it all going their way right now. They lead 7-0. They have the football. Good field position, and the clock is rolling. Of course, they'd like to pick up a couple of first downs to just keep that football. Johnson out wide to the left, and now Beausset in motion to the left, and we've got flags again.
Delay a game.
Delay a game. So all of a sudden, I was going to remark here just a moment or two ago, Tom Gateau, that the third quarter and most of the fourth quarter was moving briskly along. No flags, kind of an airless football game. And here in about the last, it seems, minute and a half, we've had 3-4 flags, a fumble, and it just seems to all be falling apart here for both these ball clubs.
As I mentioned again, Jerry, it's a lack of concentration.
That's second down, about 19. Now it's out at the 47-yard line of Maumee. Beausset in motion to the left, and Pheasant to run or throw at the 50, at the 45. Trying to get outside, and he's down. What a fine defensive play by Foreman. Excellent defensive play out here at about the 45-yard line. He got maybe a yard or two, and that's about it.
Looked like he could pick up more, but Brad Foreman was on balance, eyed up that belt buckle, and dropped Steve Pheasant for just a short game.
Yeah, give him about a yard. That's about it. Third down.
I mentioned earlier.
About 19, 18 yards, yeah.
I'll get back to it, Jerry.
All right. 5:40 left. Here it is. Third and about 19. Pheasant calling signals, and he fakes the pop pass. Back to throw the fly pattern in the air with the ball, and it is intercepted down here at the 10-yard line. Intercepted by Maumee's Barry Johnson, who played it. No, pardon me, not Johnson, but Barghini, number 25.
Mark Barghini is back in the game. Came up with that outstanding defensive play. It's a one-man pattern from Pheasant to Neal, and again, that pass was well covered by the Maumee secondary.
Well, they say he went down at the 14-yard line, so 1st and 10, and Maumee has another chance. With Barghini to the right, Earl to the left. It's at the 14 of Maumee, however. Shank is your quarterback, and he gives it in there to Alexander out to the 15.
That man Como again.
Yep, gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9, Maumee at their own 15. 4:59 left in the game.
Jerry, I mentioned Don Whitner came off limping. He's back and was back in the game offensively for Perrysburg at a center position. And I got to believe that one of the reasons we haven't heard from Mark Hover defensively is the presence of Don Whitner at center for Perrysburg.
Barghini to the right, and there's a fake draw and a roll out here and a pitch back. No, he cannot pitch the ball, and he has smothered the quarterback Shank at the 15-yard line. What excellent pursuit over there by Perrysburg Steve Ryder. Clock continues to roll with 4 minutes and 23 seconds left. It is 3rd down now, and still about 9 to go for that first down. It's at the 15-yard line of Maumee. Well played defensive game both ways. Perrysburg got the opportunity on the running of Bose, and they went in on the 1-yard run by Pheasant. Earl to the right, Barghini to the left. Shank is back, rolling out, looking, fakes, gonna run, 15. And down here at about the 17-yard line. He kept faking, and then finally turned it upfield and was hit and brought down by Ryder once again. And Kokonakis. And so when they spot the football town, they'll say, yeah, the 18-yard line, and that would bring up a 4th down now and about 5.5 yards to go. 3.5 minutes left in the football game in a punting situation here. From Maumee, Jimmy Burkett back at his 5. It's 4th down and about 5.5 to go. Burkett at the 5, gets a good snap. The return is on, and he gets a good spiraling kick out of there. A fair catch is called for, and the reception is made here by Gomminger. Flag on the play. Flag on the play out here at the 26.
Taken by Gomminger.
Clip against Perrysburg, blocking below the waist. And the ball is spotted. Wait a second.
Now the clip came when the ball was in the air, Jerry. So therefore, Maumee has the option to accept the penalty and pick up a first down with the penalty because there was no possession.
All right. 3 minutes and 13 seconds remaining.
So it'll be a first down for Maumee on their own 32-yard line.
With 3:13 remaining in the football game, 7-0 Perrysburg.
Well, that's a big break for Maumee.
Yes, it is.
Perrysburg had the ball in outstanding field position.
The ball is at the 32. We have 3 minutes and 9 seconds left in the football game, and Perrysburg leads it by the score of 7-0. Maumee at their own 32. Barghini to the right, Earl to the left. Alexander and Pullman the setbacks. Shank is back. Look out, he's hit! And it's almost intercepted. Well, just as he was ready to unload, I mean, he got blindsided, as Shank did, by Como, and that ball went fluttering up in the air, and it was almost intercepted.
Steve Ryder, also on a blitz, was in a position to grab the ball out of the air, but just could not find the handle. And I want to tell you, Greg Como looked like a locomotive coming from that left defensive tackle position.
Well, they're going to call that an incompleted pass because the clock is stopped with 2 minutes and 48 seconds left. CBS Mystery Theater coming up, and we still have a couple of words from our sponsors. We'll get them in just as soon as we can, or immediately following the play-by-play. Earl to the left, Barghini to the right. Rolling out here. Shank unloads it sideline left, and it's complete. Did he stay in bounds? We'll have to wait because it's right in front of me, and I'm blocked out by the Perrysburg bench. I believe he made the reception.
It's a completion and a first down, Jerry.
It is. right down in front of us, and that's a fine grab that time by Bargany, and I just could not tell whether he made the reception, number 1 and number 2, if he stayed in bounds. All right, we'll spot it for you. That's the 43-yard line of Maumee, where it's 1st and 10.
Square out by Bargany. Fine pass by Greg Shank.
Bargany to the right, Earl to the left. Split in the backfield, Foreman and Alexander, and Shank's your quarterback, rolls back, and trouble, unloads it down the middle here. It's going to be intercepted at the 35, at the 40, at the 45, at the 50, at the 45, at the 40, at the 35, at the 30, and across the far side of the field, and finally out of bounds, and give it to Barry Johnson, number 25.
Pass was overthrown by Greg Shank. Barry Johnson was in perfect position as the deep halfback. He gathered the ball in and rambled down the sideline behind fine blocking, and Perrysburg will take over on the Maumee 29-yard line with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left in the ball game.
7-0. The Yellow Jackets lead it, going for a perfect season. Pheasant remains in there at quarterback. He's got him in an I formation at the 29. And he just hands off straight ahead, and a quick hitter right over the right side, running the football hard is Como, inside the 25 to the 20 and down to about the 17-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, Jerry, Greg Como has done it all, in my estimation. Fine defensive play, fine blocking from that fullback position, and when given the opportunity to run it, he has given it all.
Goatley on the tackle, 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line, 1 minute and 59 seconds remaining. Neal to the left, Johnson to the right. Como the fullback at the 17. He gets the call again, and down to about the 11.
Ryder on the carry, Jerry, and I'll tell you.
Pardon me.
The Perrysburg offensive line now has got that Maumee defensive front reeling back on their heels. They want another score to solidify this victory.
Goatley on the tackle again. It's at the 11, where it's 2nd down, and a short 5. About 4.5, a minute and a half remaining in the football game. 7-0. Perrysburg over Maumee, and unless something of a catastrophe happens here, Perrysburg should win this football game. In motion to the right, Johnson, and a pitch back here. Gomminger, he cannot get outside, and he is hit and down at the 10-yard line. Excellent defensive play over there by Burkett. The clock continues to roll. We're coming up to 1 minute. The ball is spotted at the 10, where it is 3rd down and about 3. 3rd and about 3. Timeout on the field with a score. Perrysburg 7, Maumee nothing.
Ever take one of those snapshots that's so good you want to share it with friends? Extra prints are the answer. At Houck's Rexall Drugstore, there's a special reprint offer just in time for the holidays. Houck's is offering 15 reprints for only $2.85, 25 reprints for just $4.75. On larger quantities, you save even more. Houck's will make you extra prints from color negatives, slides, or from instant prints. And don't forget, we use Kodak paper for a good look. Extra prints from Houck's Rexall Drugstore in Perrysburg. A great way to share a special moment with friends. Houck's, the family drugstore at the corner of Louisiana and Front Streets in Perrysburg.
Your days are circles of movement and activity, spirals heading in directions you've chosen. Doing, creating, and being your own person is a natural expression for you, a real part of your own lifestyle. Your clothing tells the world your special secret in your own words. The Fashion Closet in Perrysburg is your place to put together that special look. You make the fashion decisions. You express yourself at the Fashion Closet. You'll find a variety of styles to choose from for the free spirit, the changing woman, the Fashion Closet in downtown Perrysburg.
All right, Pheasant is back to work now, and Pheasant hands in there, and it was taken away, I believe, by the Maumee player. Well, how about that, number 42, Foreman? I believe he took the ball away at the exchange, or did we have a fumble?
No, Jerry, it was a bad exchange between Pheasant and Gomminger. The ball bounced off Gomminger's knee right into the hands of the Maumee defender, and Maumee still has a breath of life as they take over on the...
Make it the 15, huh?
Well, it looks like the 14.5 will make it the 15, call it even.
All right, out wide to the right then. Maumee, Shank calling signals at his own 15 with 40 seconds remaining. He's back to throw. He's looking. He throws the bomb down here, and it may be intercepted. It's incomplete. The closest man to it was Johnson again. Bring it back. Make it 2nd and 10, Maumee at their own 15. 33 seconds left. We want to thank our sponsors tonight, the Lorraine Oil Company, Charlie's Dodge, Dussel Insurance, Maumee Home Federal, Houck's, and Fashion Closet. Nice to have had them along with us, and next week we'll close out our regular season of our Game of the Week. featuring Maumee and Clay from Clay High School next Friday night in town. That will leave us with our postseason extravaganza at the Glass Bowl, the Toledo City League Championship game. Back to throw. Shank looking, dancing up. Oh, he's upended at the 10-yard line. 26 seconds, 25, and the clock continues to roll. And let's see, Maumee is out of timeouts. No, I think they're calling for another one here with 22 seconds. We'll keep it here.
Greg Shank tried to evade the rush by jumping over a defender, and that is never the best way to handle a rush when you're a quarterback, because a lot of things can happen when you jump in the air, and all of them are bad.
Well, the ball is at the 12-yard line, so a loss of about 3. It'll be 3rd and 13. Maumee at their own 12 with only 22 seconds left in the game. It's 7-0 Perrysburg on Pheasant's 1-yard run after the nifty running of Beausset here in this fourth quarter that set up the score. The point after was good by Pheasant. And now we have the sign. Perrysburg NLL champions, 10-0.
Of course, Perrysburg will be dropping back in a prevent defense, and they're going to need a big rush from that front wall, but the secondary cannot let anything go over their heads.
Well, everybody in the park knows what Mr. Shank is going to do here with Varghini to the right, Earl to the left. And he's back to throw at the 5. Unloads it. And they're waiting for this one. Earl is knocked down back inside the 10 at about the 5. I think that might have been a halfback pass type of affair. Well, with 8 seconds, here's the count off. Well, there it is. Tom Gateau. I believe what I was going to say, that could have been a little bit of a halfback pass.
Well, what happened, Jeff Earl stepped back from his split end position, received the pass, it was almost as a lateral. He had to be back behind the quarterback, and it looked to me like he was going to try to throw it down the field to another receiver, but the Perrysburg defense rose to the occasion, and again, shut out another opponent. This is their 6th shutout, and only had 29 points scored against them this season. Let's just recap that one scoring drive by Perrysburg. The score came at 9:05 of the fourth quarter on a 2-yard quarterback sneak by Steve Pheasant. This capped the 60-yard drive by Perrysburg, and this features some outstanding sweep running by Jeff Beausset and some outstanding blocking by the Perrysburg forward wall and Greg Como and Steve Ryder, the fine fullbacks for Perrysburg. Steve Pheasant's kick was good. The score 7-0. That score held up. This game was marked by a lot of hard hitting, quite a few fumbles, Jerry, a couple interceptions, just an outstanding football game from a spectator standpoint, but from a purist standpoint, with the lack of the ability to hang on to the football, I'm sure that they'd find fault. But this was, in my estimation, high school football at its finest this evening.
Tom, we thank you very much. That about tells the story then before a standing room only crowd. And we invite you, of course, to join us tomorrow afternoon. Yours truly and Tom Gateau from Glass Bowl Stadium, Toledo in Central Michigan. It all begins at 3:30 with our pregame programming. Kickoff at approximately 4:05. But better yet, let's see you at the Glass Bowl. And take along your radios. It's a lot of fun to watch and listen to all the play-by-play on WSPD Radio.
Go Rockets.
And our thanks to Deb tonight, and that'll about do it. Jerry Kyle for Tom Gateau then from Perrysburg High saying the final score, the Northern Lakes League champion Perrysburg Yellow Jackets having won it tonight, 7, the Maumee Panthers, nothing. Good evening, everybody.
You are a promise. You are a possibility. You are a promise. You're a promise. A promise with a capital P. You're a great big bundle. A great big bundle of potentiality. You are a promise. You are a possibility.
possibility. You are a promise with a capital P. You are a great big bundle of potentiality.